The opinions expressed in the Brothers-in-Law show are for informational purposes only and are not a substitute for personal professional legal advice.
Thanks for tuning in to Brothers-in-Law on Go Country 105. I'm Larry Mandel.
And I'm Rob Mandel.
And we've been trial attorneys here in Los Angeles for over 40 years.
On our show, we will discuss current events, talk about legal issues, and have some very entertaining guests stop by. So stay tuned every week for Brothers-in-Law right here on Go Country 105.
Welcome, everyone. We're Brothers-in-Law, and I'm Larry Mandel.
This is Rob Mandel.
And Rob?
Yeah.
How about a shout out to Debbie, the mortgage mom?
Shout out to Debbie, the mortgage mom, and shout out to all our listeners, all 10 of them. We love you guys so much, and we've missed you and this past week, and we're so glad to be back. And, you know, we're here on the radio, which I love. I love listening to the radio. I when I'm driving to and from work, I always got the radio on, and usually some kind of talk station and
too.
Whatnot.
And Go Country.
And Go Country, of course, Go Country.
Yeah.
But, you know, in my free time, I find myself, there's so many incredible shows on right now. There's so much through the streaming networks and stuff. You know, Netflix, Amazon's making their shows, and Netflix are making their shows.
Fascinating.
And I've always been a big fan of the movies and good quality TV, but it seems like there's quite a bit going on right now, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, in the legal genre and other genres.
And it's made so well, you know?
Yeah.
And there's so many classic movies that are so much fun to watch and rewatch again.
Yeah, I just watch way too much, unfortunately, but there's a lot of binge watching I'm doing right now.
I like movies like Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
That's a segue, isn't it,
Yeah,
Rob?
because we are so lucky to have in our studio with us the one and the only Max Martini, who's been in a lot of movies, including Saving Private Ryan, 50 Shades of Grey films, the 13 Hours. He's been in NCIS, CSI, and the list goes on and on. So welcome to our show, Max Martini.
Welcome, Max.
Thanks for having me, guys.
95 acting credits, don't you, Max?
You know, I've been at it for a little while. Yeah.
Since 81, right?
Since 81.
What were you, 10 years old?
You know, this is what happened. So my mother was in law enforcement, just a quick history. And she separated with my dad. She remarried an actor, director, writer, producer named Stuart Margol, and he played Angel on the Rockford Files. I don't know if you guys ever remember
Oh, yeah.
that.
Was that James Garner?
James Garner.
Yeah.
And Stuart used to throw me into things when I was little. You know, I'd show up at set and he'd go, "Hey, go run over there and say this or say that."
Let this kid have a shot.
That's how you get the bug, you know.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
But but you don't look old enough to me when I'm looking at you to be acting since 1981. So how old were you when you started?
When I started professionally, honestly, when I got out of university and saw how much I owed, that's when I started to take it seriously. I was like, better go get an agent to figure out how to pay stuff.
Well, you were lucky you could get in, you know, because it's a tough field, isn't it?
It's a tough field.
Yes.
I had some credits to start on and had a few contacts, but like you said, Saving Private Ryan was my second big movie, big break, and it really got the ball rolling for me as an actor, and like we were talking about earlier, I've been in pretty much every military film.
Yeah. So those are the type of movies you like to do, or what is the genre that you like?
You know, it's. I think once you have the Steven Spielberg stamp of approval, everybody goes, he plays a soldier fantastic.
Yeah.
So Steven said he could do it.
Yeah.
So, I what I love is that I have a huge appreciation for the military and for our service members. And so portraying them and doing honor to their service, is really, it's satisfying for me, and I think it does them justice. And so I enjoy playing soldiers, and I try to bring life and humanity to these roles that are largely just barking orders. And I think that I add a little bit more. So,
and that's Saving Private Ryan is paying homage to our greatest generation. I feel our dad was a veteran of World War II.
Yeah.
And it was kind of an important movie, to put that human face on that very terrible moment there, toward the end of World War II. And that turning point, really, that was the turning point.
Yeah, it showed so much about humanity in that movie, I thought.
Yeah.
How was it working with some of those actors?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, so I played Ryan's commanding officer, so I'm in the last sort of 40 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Once you get to the bridge, and that entire town, they were facades around an airfield. And,
really?
Oh yeah, it was every stone was put in. It was just an incredibly
well thought out movie.
Well thought out and artistically genius production. But I want to comment on what you guys were saying, because the important thing that film did was that for that generation of veteran that had largely been sitting on those experiences, there wasn't a lot of conversation about their war experiences. I know from my grandfather.
Right.
That movie forced a conversation.
Yeah.
Which is the beginning of the healing.
Right.
And so to me, that was its biggest accomplishment. It was a great movie, cleaned up in the awards, but more than anything, I think it started a healing process for that generation of veterans.
That's true.
Yeah, because they weren't the kind of people that would talk about those experiences.
Yeah, they internalized it.
They internalized it. My dad kept a diary in World War II, and he would just put a few words on each page. It's almost like it was just too much for him to really grasp in the moment.
He wouldn't really talk about it. We didn't.
No, he didn't
have
like
conversation
talking about
it.
Yeah. There was a couple of things that he thought were funny that happened, that literally where bullets are flying at him and they're jostling for who can get deeper into the foxhole.
Right.
But other than that, not too much. And so, for you, what was your takeaway then from that experience that you felt related to those people, those soldiers?
When we had the premiere for that film, there were probably 50, 60 veterans of that war. And during that opening scene, I turned to look at them in the audience, and they were just...
They were bawling.
Wow.
And
Tough
what
one.
it did for me is at that time I was in my early 20s. I think I was, a young guy out of art school. I didn't really have a political opinion. I didn't have a direction. I just, I didn't understand combat. I didn't understand the importance of having a military. And I think that for me, it also it started to shape who I am today. You know? And
both as a person and an actor.
As a person and an actor,
yeah.
sure, absolutely.
Defining moment in your life.
Hugely defining.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've built on that. I built on that experience, because, like I said earlier, it's the charity work for the military for me has become what has given meaning to my career outside of entertainment value. It gives me
a good sense of being, right?
Yeah,
and a good feeling.
Purpose.
Yeah,
and,
purpose.
And I realize how important films can really have an impact on people and create movements and create change in society and
for real.
Yeah. I donate to the Wounded Warriors Foundation on a regular basis.
Good for you.
Because of that. Yeah.
Because of Saving Private Ryan?
No, just in general. It makes me feel our dad was a veteran.
Okay.
I feel, connected to it.
Yeah.
We're Larry and Rob Mandel, the brothers-in-law, here on Go Country 105. Do you have a legal issue you need help with? We want to hear from you.
Find us on Instagram and send us a message. Then tune in on Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on Go Country 105. Hey, if you missed any part of this show or you just want to hear it again, go to brothersonlaw.com for all of our previous shows and all things Brothers on Law. Now, you talk about your work, advocating for veterans and veteran affairs, but it's our understanding that you've also written, directed, and produced a movie that has some bearing on that. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so I did a TV series for CBS that ran for about 4 years. It was called The Unit. No, what you're referring to is a film.
Oh, okay.
But I'm backtracking for a second. During the filming of The Unit, I went to Iraq and Afghanistan a couple times.
As part of your research?
As something, I wanted to go say hi to the troops and give them a break from the grind, and and so we organized these trips, and I met this Army Ranger there that had survived 2 IEDs.
Wow.
One of which killed his entire team.
Oh, gee.
And he, we started communicating and via email once I had left, and at a certain point, he started telling me that he was having sleep deprivation issues and anger issues and things that were symptomatic of traumatic brain injuries and PTS. Our friendship inspired me to write this film, which touches on veteran homelessness, which touches on PTS, which touches on brain injuries.
Right. What's the name of the film?
It's called Sergeant Will Gardner. And so the purpose behind this movie was to raise and maintain a level of awareness to these issues, which sadly are not front page news anymore, but still are quite prevalent.
Right.
And raise monetary support. So we've given 30% of the film's profits to 3 veteran-based charities that I support.
Nice.
That are well vetted, that are changing lives daily.
Yeah.
And
that's important.
Yeah, and so there's a really wonderful cause behind the film. I don't think there's been a film that's done this yet. I think it's maybe the first to sort of profit share with charity.
Yeah,
501s
and maybe even peel away those layers of what these modern vets are really going through.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like Private Ryan, but updated in a way.
Different
now, is this a docudrama or a documentary? What is it?
No, it's a fictional film, but what I've done is incorporated the experiences of so many of my veteran buddies.
Gotcha.
And there's a comedic through line, B storyline. Like, it's a movie, it's a story. There's entertainment. You're going to walk out feeling entertained. Yeah. Yet there's a really powerful call to action. There's a real powerful message, to the viewership, saying that these issues still are out there.
Yeah.
We still have 300,000 cases of traumatic brain injuries.
It's shameful the way we do not take care of veterans. I mean, we send these young people into harm's way, and like you say, traumatic brain injury, PTSD, and risking their lives, risking life and limb, and they come back and they have to struggle to get what benefits and support and everything that they're told they're entitled to by taking these risks.
Yeah, but things like what Max is doing is bringing it to the forefront. Where can we see this?
It's available on iTunes. It's available on Amazon. Those are probably the best places to find it right now.
Okay, and how long has it been out?
It was released in January of last year, but we're still driving traffic to it. We're trying to the more eyes we get on this movie, the more we can help our veterans.
Right. And what is it like then to take a topic like that, pretty tough topic, pretty intense topic, and a lot of moving parts to it, and now you're writing it, and you're producing it, and you're directing it.
Never again.
Never again?
Never again.
Why?
No,
Why do you say that, Max?
This is what happened.
Yeah.
I had a very big actor attached to play the lead, a very big director attached, a very big DP attached. Oh. And when we got the money to do it, everybody was working. And my partner went, buddy, you're up, and so
wow.
but it actually was the best thing for the film because I knew the story, I cared, and we got to tell the exact story that I had in my head for so many years.
Yeah. And you're the star of this film.
You're
too.
in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a great story that's part of this film that I'll tell you really quick. So we had a young actor from New Mexico. We were going to cast a Navy guy out of Hollywood for this role, to play a Marine. And our local casting woman said, you got to meet Luis Bordenada. And so he came in and he auditioned and he blew us away. He was he was fantastic.
Just a natural.
And so he looks at me and my producer and he goes, look, guys, even if you don't cast me in this role, I want to thank you for what you're doing. My dad was a vet. I was a vet. I was in the Army. I jumped out of an airplane. My canopy didn't deploy.
Ooh.
I hit the ground. I bounced and I survived.
No kidding.
What a story.
Him. Oh, it's an incredible story. So we had veterans. We hired him. When we hired him, he was living out of his car.
This gentleman that you
the
just,
guy
Luis?
whose canopy didn't open, he survived.
Yeah, 10 years it took him to get his benefits, not to.
Oh, yeah.
So he really had the experience, the struggle with getting his medical. He there was a lot.
He had the human
he had
story.
A lot to talk about. Yeah. So we got, this veteran's career jump started. We got him off his feet financially. We gave him a big start, and that was real kind of wonderful heart food.
Yeah.
And we had veterans on the other side of the camera too. So.
Wow, that's
Nice.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I want to see this movie now.
I'm up for it right now.
I want to see it today.
Hey, let's just shut down the show. Let's just go watch
Well, I
it
get
now.
Amazon. I have
Yeah, me
that
too.
service, so I'm going to. It's definitely there.
Yeah.
It's on Amazon and iTunes.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Have you suffered or been injured by someone else's negligence? When you need a legal team that will stand up for what is right, won't give up the fight and obtain justice, call 818-886-6600. Mandel Trial Lawyers specializes in personal injury cases of all types. Whether it's a car accident, product or premises liability, dog bite, or a catastrophic injury, Mandel Trial Lawyers are there for you when the fight is worth it. Call now for your free consultation. 818-886-6600. Let the scales of justice tip in your favor.
So if you had to pick, a favorite legal TV or a show or movie that you've either been involved with, like NCIS or something like that, or that you just, watch yourself, what would it be?
Well, I'm going to give you one that was one of my favorites because I had buddies on it. So Jerry Orbach was a good buddy of mine. Chris Noth is a very good friend
Nice.
of mine. So
Yeah.
Law and Order. I'm gonna but
good guys.
Good guys.
Yeah.
So Law and Order is the pick.
Yeah. It's old school. And,
No, man. Look,
cool.
we're LA Law, okay? That's how old we are.
And how about a movie?
Oh boy! A legal film.
Sure.
Well, do you remember The Lincoln Lawyer? Did
Yes.
you see that?
Of course.
Yeah.
I
Matthew
did like
McConaughey.
Matthew
Yeah.
McConaughey.
I was just-
and oddly,
Yeah.
I may have some news for you later. I'll have to come back and tell you.
Oh,
but
okay,
yeah,
all right.
because, a
Yeah.
little bit of gossip.
That could be good.
Anyhow, yeah. So
We'll share it with the listeners later.
they're turning that into a TV series.
Oh,
So,
sweet.
And I like that
hint.
movie. I'm with you on that. I was
It's a good
mentioning
film.
that to Rob off air about Lincoln Lawyer.
yeah, it was a good film.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out why they were calling it the Lincoln Lawyer.
He was in a Lincoln.
But then, of course, I me stupid, I finally realized, okay, the guy's cruising around in a Lincoln. And
That's his office.
Yeah,
His office is the Lincoln car.
We kind of had an office like that for a while.
I don't think so.
No,
but why not?
Hey, you got to start someplace, right?
Yeah.
Stay connected with us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and of course, brothersonlaw.com.
Hey, if you missed any part of this show or you just want to hear it again, go to brothersonlaw.com for all of our previous shows and all things Brothers on Law.
Are there parts that should have been yours that you just didn't get?
Oh, so many.
Like what in particular?
Should have been yours.
Should have been yours.
Yeah.
I came dangerously close to Jack Bauer in 24.
Really?
Yeah, I had one meeting left, and my agent said, "Look, man, for you to lose this job, you would have to spit in this guy's eye." Which is exactly what I did.
Yeah.
And so I lost the job.
Was it left or right eye?
Yeah,
It didn't matter.
I think it may have hit both. The funny thing about my business is that when you lose something better always comes up. I've never really regretted not having gotten the job, because it's always opened a door for something else. Or I look back and go, thankfully I didn't.
The power of positive thinking.
There you go.
Yeah.
Trust in the universe.
But Hollywood is a pretty fickle
Oh yeah, it's brutal.
lady, right?
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I'm one of the
Yes,
lucky ones. I've been for 25 years supporting myself. So, very, very fortunate.
There's
Yeah.
so many aspiring actors out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
are.
And I have a friend who's an actor, and I haven't seen him in years, and I'm watching this movie. It's called The Operative.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that movie? It's kind of like Cold War
Right.
suspense film. And I'm watching this guy play the lead role, and all of a sudden I realize that's my buddy, and he's got this, beefy, beautiful role in this very cool film with, other big stars, Martin Freeman, and, this beautiful, I can't remember her name, this beautiful actress, sexy, beautiful woman.
We had a client who was in The Patriot. I didn't even know he was in it.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, it was a great with Mel Gibson and
The Revolutionary War film,
Yeah,
right?
and he plays a bad guy in it. And I'm going, his name is Mark Toogood, is his name.
Oh, I know.
You know
Yeah.
Mark?
Yeah.
And I was like, Mark, I didn't know you were in The Patriot.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but here we are in L.A., so, this is kind of the center for film still, right? Would
Yeah,
you say?
it is. It's rarely have I shot here, oddly, but this is where it all starts and finishes.
Yeah, and I think that we're blessed really to have that industry here. I think it would just be strange if we no longer had movie stars and people involved in the film industry centered here in Los Angeles. I think that's really a
Good point.
centerpiece for our community here.
Yeah.
We're Larry and Rob Mandel, the brothers-in-law, here on Go Country 105. Do you have a legal issue you need help with? We want to hear from you.
Find us on Instagram and send us a message. Then tune in on Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on Go Country 105.
Have you suffered or been injured by someone else's negligence? When you need a legal team that will stand up for what is right, won't give up the fight and obtain justice, call 818-886-6600. Mandel Trial Lawyers specializes in personal injury cases of all types. Whether it's a car accident, product or premises liability, dog bite, or a catastrophic injury, Mandel Trial Lawyers are there for you when the fight is worth it. Call now for your free consultation. 818-886-6600. Let the scales of justice tip in your favor.
So, do we need to move on, Rob? Maybe it's time for our next segment.
Yeah.
Max, stick around and chime in, okay? We always do a fun fact of the day. So let's say what we got. There's a basketball court above the Supreme Court. You know what it's known as?
The highest court in the land.
Good guess.
Is it a fun fact or is that a joke?
No, that's a fun fact.
Okay,
Cam.
so can you imagine those, RBG and the rest of them are going up there and playing b-ball?
I don't know.
I can't see it. I can't see it. I can't even see John Roberts doing that.
Yeah.
I think he's the youngest one on the court.
That's funny. I'm going to borrow that.
They're going to maybe challenge you to a game, right?
Yeah. I can see Max going up there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a basketball guy.
You look fit, though.
Football was my
There you go.
Okay, I can see that too. Yeah. All right, so let's play a little game of true or false. If you did, we'll try this one out. It's usually a crazy law. Let's see. In Kentucky, a woman cannot marry more than 3 times. Is that true or false?
What do you think? I say that's true.
You say it's true. Max, what do you think? Kentucky.
Wow.
3 times.
If you're a woman,
I don't know.
I mean, none of these laws, these wacky laws, are enforceable. They're all unconstitutional.
But they're still on the books,
They're still on the
apparently,
books.
Rob.
Yeah. What do you think?
Not a movie. I'm going to say false.
Okay. I'm going to say true.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
true.
it's
Wow.
true.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ladies,
Yeah. Well,
if you're frequently a divorcee, do not go to Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, third time is the charm.
Yeah.
So let's check our Mandel message box, Rob, and Sue has a question for us.
Sue has a question. I think it's Vanessa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vanessa from Van Nuys.
Hey, this is Vanessa from Van Nuys. My car that I purchased a year ago was used from a lot, and I purchased the extended warranty as well. The car is having some type of electrical issue. I have brought the car in 3 times for the same problem, and it's still not fixed. Does the lemon law apply to used cars? Can I sue the manufacturer or the car dealership?
What do you think? What do you think? Can you help Vanessa out with her car that is in the shop for the same problem 3 times?
Yeah, it's not a new car, but there are exceptions. She bought a used car, and if you have an extended warranty, apparently that helps for the lemon law. And, it doesn't matter. 3 times, it's not actually how many times, it's whether or not you've made reasonable attempts. So we don't handle lemon law cases, but that's my general understanding. So yeah, I think it would apply under these circumstances, and yes, she should go forward with it.
But how do you see, I can see the lemon law helping someone who bought a brand new car, and you can't get this car fixed, and you keep going back to the shop, but now you got to talk about a used car. How do they replace a used car under the lemon law?
I think you get the value of the car, and also interesting fact is that the attorney who handles it, the manufacturer, the car dealership, has to pay the attorney's fees. So they should go online and look for a lemon law
and they can call
lawyer.
us and we'll find a lemon law lawyer for you.
Exactly.
We know a lot of people out there. We know Max Martini.
Max Martini.
Yeah.
Now that we know Max, we're in good shape.
I wish I was in as good a shape as Max, I'll tell you that.
We're Larry and Rob Mandel, the brothers-in-law, here on Go Country 105. Do you have a legal issue you need help with? We want to hear from you.
Find us on Instagram and send us a message. Then tune in on Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on Go Country 105. Hey, if you missed any part of this show or you just want to hear it again, go to brothersonlaw.com for all of our previous shows and all things Brothers on Law.
It's about time to wrap it up and say our goodbyes until next Saturday. And Max, we really want to thank you for coming on the show. Is there a website or anything like that people can go to just to learn more about you and your work?
Sure, yeah. They can follow me on Instagram at Max Martini LA. Twitter is the same, Max Martini LA. Again,
Perfect.
Yeah, Sergeant Will Gardner is available on Amazon and iTunes. Please help us. Please support it. It's a great film, a great cause, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to watch it.
Does the film make money? I mean, like I have a Prime membership, so I think I get the film for free. Does it make money even if I'm just watching it and
I think that's a good question. I know that the majority of our money is coming from Amazon and iTunes, so for sure and if it's part of the membership, that's the way it is. But but absolutely, that's where the money's coming from.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So
All right,
if
very
you've
good
missed
stuff.
any part of the show or you'd like to hear our previous shows, go to YouTube, brothersonlaw.com, or you can listen to us on iTunes and Podbean. We want to thank you for listening, and if you have a legal question or a show topic, we'd love to hear from you. Message us on Instagram or Facebook at Brothers on Law.
And if you have a legal matter you need representation for, call us for a free consultation at 818-886-6600.
What is that number?
818-886-6600, and tell us that you heard us on Go Country 105 FM. We look forward to being here next week on Saturday at 8 a.m. right here on Go Country 105. And remember,
let the scales of justice tip in your favor.
The opinions expressed in the Brothers on Law show are for informational purposes only and are not a substitute for personal professional legal advice.